And at some point, when we stopped doing the news, I had to kind of pull that back, right? Because it's like you're not doing consistent content on the channel anymore. You're just doing the podcast. With us taking the news away, that's like 10 podcast appearances a month that you're not going to be doing. So we cut back that monthly amount. I get the idea that he didn't really care for that decision too much, which I get. But it's like ultimately, we gave Sharp free reign to do whatever the fuck he wanted on the channel. He could have done anything. Look at these donuts coming in. Poop sent $20. We spend money because we can, and you read it because you SRD. Wow, okay. You spend money because we can, you read it because you SRD. That's strange. City to fly. You a legend, Adam. Much respect to what you built with No Jumper. Also, your wife's an absolute babe. I really hope to meet you someday. Wow, thank you, City. I appreciate that, man. That's dope. I actually met like a shitload of fans tonight at this fucking food event that we went to too, so that was cool. Just like I also met what's his name? Seth Rogen. Anyway, so that's where we've been at. I felt like a little bit of annoyance coming from Sharp ever since we took that money away per month or whatever. But it's like ultimately like you just have a lot of time to like develop consistent content or anything that works on the channel, and we just haven't really, if anything, we've gotten away from that, like, and I even, Remo told me that he talked to him a couple weeks ago and told him, like, bro, there's nothing wrong, and I think this is a reiteration of what academics had told him, but basically, like, there's nothing wrong with just having one thing that you're good at and just running it into the ground. I mean, if you look at whatever, Fresh and Fit, that's what they do. They bring girls on and they make crazy-ass content. Granted, like, are they still as popular as they used to be? I'm not so sure, but I mean, they seem like they do all right. And I think Remo gave him that advice recently, and he actually seemed like he was going to take it, but then, I don't know, now this. So, from my perspective, in terms of like what I'm doing with Sharp, what I've been doing the last couple weeks or the last couple months is exactly the same as what I did during the first couple months. Or what I did during the first year in which his shit was really blowing up, which is not a lot. It's like I occasionally I would reach out to a girl to help get, oh, you want to interview this girl? I know her. I'm going to GM her. I'm going to get you on there. Boom, cool. A few things like that, but not a ton, It's like, for the most part, he was finding a lot of those girls himself and doing the content with them without my interaction. Really, if you want to look at the interviews that Sharp has done over the years, almost none of them have involved me in any way. So I don't understand how I switched up when I'm just as uninvolved as I always was. So yeah, there's that part. Like, I just don't understand how I left him out to dry or whatever the fuck he said. Like, I just don't think I did that. I think that if anything, I have been doing the same thing I've always been doing, which is just letting him do content on the platform. And if he wants to go do content on some other platform, I've always made it clear it's cool. Like, I'm not gonna hold that against you. If you want, like, he starts doing streams in his own house, boom, I don't care. Let's do it. It's cool. I think at one point we maybe I think Josh might have said something one time about just basically like doing all No Jumper drama in the thumbnails and shit like that. I think Josh might have said something one time about that, which was definitely the result of me mentioning it to Josh. But, whatever. Somebody said, Sharp said you were the only one who put him on. I don't think, did he say that? Because it's like, he had his whole pimp life before me, and if anything, like Mark from Softwood Underbelly probably put him on more, at first, and then I put him on the channel. But again, bro, like, I got nothing against Sharp, and I always felt, this is the thing that pisses me off, I always felt like if me and Sharp went our own separate ways, that we would just be able to be cool about it, and that there was no reason for us to hate on each other or anything. Like, if this relationship ceased to be beneficial, then you could just go your separate way, and I could keep doing my thing, and it's all good. And really, that's how I felt about AD and T-Rel and all them that didn't really end up like that, which was, I put y'all on, I put y'all in position, and if you want to go do your own thing at some point, that's cool. I'm not going to ever, hold that against you. I recognize that in this content space, people are going to want to create their own platforms and everything like that. And I'm not trying to like hold anybody back, because I think ultimately holding people back is just not really going to work that much. Like, I can put you on contract that will hold you back just because for this period of time you're exclusive to No Jumper or whatever. Interested in another software underbelly interviewee. I mean, you know, honestly, they run the gamut from like really interesting to really gross to whatever, so I don't know about that. But I never thought me and Sharp would talk shit about each other publicly. I always thought that he would just like be real enough to hold it down and just not feel the need to do that, because I've never done anything to like take away from his shit. And but you want to know what it is? You want to know what it is? Oh, actually, like I said, I don't want to like big up people too much, but there's some YouTube channel I watched it. He did like a half-hour video about Sharp, and like a lot of it was probably like pretty true, but like certain parts of it were kind of like not that true, in the sense of like they made it out like I put AJ from Menace Material on the podcast to like fuck with Sharp, when in reality, like, I invited AJ on the news just because I fuck with AJ, and I think AJ's like a really, really talented broadcaster, and if he lived in Southern California, I would probably have him on the No Jumper show or some shit, you know, like, he's just somebody I fuck with, and I wanted to have him on the news just to be on the news. I didn't even really know, I don't think I really knew that he didn't like Sharp, or he had any kind of venom for Sharp. Keep in mind, people were saying the same thing about Dejan. They were saying, oh, Adam only put Menace Material, or only put AJ on the news to fuck with Dejan. This is like, what the fuck do I care? I don't know, man. But either way, it's not like that. Like, that's just a total cap narrative. The idea that I fucking was like sending mercenaries to like get at Sharp to punish him. Like, if I was really mad at him, I would have just said, bro, I don't really think you should be on the channel anymore, or I would have just shut it down in some like, you know, straightforward way. I wouldn't like do all these devious little things to get at him. I don't really like think that deeply about, you know, stuff like who's on the news together. Like, I never even chose that AJ was gonna be on the news for Sharp. All I did was put AJ in the group chat with Josh and say, hey, Josh, this is AJ. You should get him on the news at some point. And then Josh ended up putting him on the news, and I guarantee that Josh doesn't pay enough attention to fucking know that AJ and Sharp had smoke, or that AJ had opinions about Sharp, whatever. It's just like, there's some fake narratives out there, and I feel like Sharp's just like balls for him. I feel like he watches these YouTube videos and he doesn't really have the like confidence to realize that the narratives are fake and that people are just making shit up, and that, well, I can't even hold it against them. Like, yeah, that's what you do. You fucking, you see all these little pieces and you try to thread them all together and you try to make a narrative out of it. I fucking get it, bro. It's totally fine. But I never did anything to go at shit. So this little like temper tantrum rant thing, whatever he did today, you know, I don't really respect it. But let me also just comment on the girl thing, because I think that's probably the thing that people found the most interesting. Sharp said that he can tell that I talk bad about him to Lena, because when he would see Lena in the workplace, he could tell that she thought that she was better than him. Ooh, okay, let's talk about that. This pisses me the fuck off, because you know how many times, now first off, some of you guys think Lena's like crazy. Lena's the most tame, normal fucking girl on the face of the earth. And many times I had to sit there. She had to complain about something with Sharp, and I had to sit there and I had to explain to her, listen, I'm not from the pimp world, but I understand that it works like this.
Not the pimp world.
So let's talk about it. This is the
Top
thing.
of the AM
This
gang.
is why it's not that big a deal. This is why Sharp didn't mean what he meant when he said this. Me trying to explain it to her. Do I have to do this for other people sometimes? Yes, because one, it also doesn't understand like the gang shit. So sometimes I'll have to explain like, yes, Rick had the whoop-de-whoop in the spot, and yeah, I know it's kind of inappropriate to have the whoop-de-whoop in the spot, but hey, man, that's how he's living. This is gang thing. It's different shit, you know. It's like saying to the Sharp, it's like the pimp shit. Yeah, he said this to this one girl. You gotta understand, this is not our culture, so we gotta kind of like take a step back and just like acknowledge that it is what it is, right? So that's me spending some significant percent of my life defending Sharp too much.
Don't bang.
Why?
What?
Feel some type of way. He's not wrong. He's not wrong that Lena definitely feels some type of way about it. You wanna know why? This part of it, because there's been multiple times where Sharp, arguably under the influence of alcohol, at noon, at 1, at 2 p.m., whatever, when we're filming Plug Talk episodes at the office, there's been a couple different times where the girls who work for Plug Talk have had some shit said to them by him that was inappropriate. It was not great, that we didn't like. Those girls who work for Plug Talk, you know how you guys, right now you're thinking like, who? Yeah. I don't even put them on Front Street like that. We don't even really talk about them. I mean, we tag them and shit. One of them doesn't even have an Instagram. But we love them. They're amazing. They're so great as workers and shit. They're fantastic. And I want nothing but respect to be coming towards them at any given time. Because they're just girls with jobs and they don't need to fucking get made fun of, or not made fun of. They don't need to get hit on. They don't need somebody to use the B word towards them. They don't need anyone giving them a hard time. This is a workplace. And I understand that to a random ass hoe, you can talk to them a certain way.
Yo.
And maybe in another situation, you might run into these girls and talk to them a certain type of way. And maybe they're like,
D9, he a fan.
But either way,
shout out to the fans.
It's not appropriate for the workplace.
Let's get it.
And I believe that point has kind of been made to Sharp, like probably not from me, but from, you know, Josh or Laura or wherever. I feel like people have probably like mentioned this to him, that it's like, there's just a way that you don't act in the workplace. And that is aggressive towards girls with that kind of energy, whatever. I think like, honestly, I think that like, there was probably other incidents as well. And Lena don't fuck around with that shit. Like, she don't want anybody being disrespectful to her girls. And me too. I feel the same way. And in addition to that, like, some of these girls that he's screamed out on the podcast over the years are also her homies. The people that she fucks with that are in the same industry as her, you know, porn star girls. And so there's never really been a time where like some girl was really mad at me and Lena over something that Sharp said to them, but there was definitely times where it felt like it was going to go in that direction because he was just kind of wilding too hard, to the point where it might have like kind of made us look bad or whatever. But I mean, it never even really got to some crazy extent, right? But it's definitely not something we approved of when it came to saying shit to the girls who work in the office, right? On the Plug Talk side. That's the only thing that I believe would make Lena feel any kind of way towards Sharp. It's just the fact that she doesn't fuck with like dudes being disrespectful to girls in the first place. She's very girl power. She's very like, she supports the girls. She doesn't really, you know, whatever guys are doing is kind of water under the bridge to her as long as the girls are being respected. And that's it, honestly. Like, if she ever felt like a way towards him or ever, like, in any way sort of acted as if she didn't care for Sharp or didn't like him too much, it was 100% that and nothing else. It's not, like, what am I, you think I'm just laying around pillow talking to her and making her hate you? Like, I don't come home from work and talk about no jumper drama with her. There's so much no jumper drama that she has no idea about. And every once in a while, she'll like go look at the Reddit and she'll hit me up and be like, what about this thing? Like this person said this to this person. I'm like, yeah. I mean, I just don't want to, this is what, I don't want to be in the office all day where I like talk about a lot of these things on camera. I don't want to like come home and then have to talk about it again. Why would I want to do that? So I don't like fill her in. Like any Sharp drama over the last year, for sure she has no idea. Just don't mention it. So the idea that I'm like pillow talking and shitting on him to her is crazy. And the idea that like Sharp at one point was supposed to be on the No Jumper show and he's not because I only want yes men around me or whatever the fuck that narrative was. These are just cat narratives that are just made up out of thin air. And I don't understand where they come from besides the fact that it feels like Sharp's just kind of unhappy in life, maybe right now, that he's just like not really feeling how things are going. and he's just like getting on stream and smoking a million cigarettes and just talking a bunch of shit. And I get that. That's cool, man. Like, I'm not mad at you about that. That's one way to go about things, but leave me the fuck out of it, because I only ever have done things to support Sharp and to like put him on. And so if you're gonna come and like come up with made up fake fucking narratives about how my girl secretly hates you because of something that I said to her, which again, no evidence for that, that's completely made up. And then on the other hand, you know, the other narrative of like, you know, the idea that like, he said like I didn't have the balls to have the conversation with him about how I was trying to stop his motion. Again, just totally made up. Like, my contribution to your career in the last 6 months has been exactly the same as the contribution in the first 6 months. So the part that like everybody would agree was like good for Sharp on the channel the first year has been exactly the same for the last year. So, from my perspective. So
with the block.
I guess I just wanted to air that out. Who knows what percentage of this will make it to the Reddit, which is the only place realistically that I'll see any kind of commentary about it. Look at this guy, the Prasad family. I'm gonna hide you, you fucking cunt. How dare you be verified and talk shit. Anyway, that's pretty much it. I feel like the channel's in a good spot. I feel like the Tuesday show's solid. The Wack pod is stupendous. The interviews, we've been holding it down, doing a shitload of them. Some of them do great, some of them don't do that great. It is what it is. I'm still doing the same thing I've been doing for like approximately 10 years. Keep in mind, I've been doing this for a long time. As far as like building up new hosts, I'm a little less motivated than I used to be. You know, had a lot of hosts that I brought on that I thought were going to do great, and they didn't. And, you know, the business is just a lot more competitive than it used to be. So will we ever see a Glory Days No Jumper version of ourselves where we have, you know, a Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday show, and maybe even a Monday show? I don't know, man. Like, maybe, but at this point in time, it's not exactly like a huge focus. I feel like just doing like a couple of pods plus the interviews per week is just fine by me. Currently, we have 3 pods, Tuesday, Thursday, and Sunday. And then all the interviews. I feel that's pretty good. Now, beyond that, would it be cool to like bring the news back and do a couple episodes of the news per week? Yeah, I mean, for sure, but it's also not like the biggest concern from my perspective. So I will not be commenting on anything about Drinky P or sex dolls or whatever people in the chat right now are trying to tell me to talk about. None of that is my concern at all. Although I am curious, like all of you, but I don't know. Anyway, thank you to anyone who watched this. Poop said, let's rap? Yeah, maybe not now. But, 3,000 people watching on a, what is it, Saturday night? That's pretty good, I guess. Anyway, appreciate you guys. Again, never thought that I would be having any kind of like, you know, beef with Sharp or whatever. Like, he definitely jumped out the window though tonight, and I wanted to just speak out and let everybody know what the real was. So, appreciate y'all. Much love.
What y'all think about this shit?
That was a lot.
I took my whole shower in between them motherfuckers. So I basically gauged that he wasn't an employee, he was a 1099 contractor. That's all I was asking. No, I seemed like he was an employee. Cause he,
don't even matter what you like,
yeah, he was an employee.
What you use, bro? Because either way, once you're on the 1099, it's paying you direct. Once a guarantee, one not a guarantee. Nigga, you still an employee, nigga, of that company. Nigga, I was 1099 for 20 years of my trucks. What the fuck you mean? Nigga, I didn't have a direct contract to company.
Didn't he say stayed a monthly?
Yeah, he said he definitely was on that. He was getting a salary, he was getting paid.
That's more money than bitch boy. That's more money than bitch boy ever seen in his life before.
He wasn't getting no fucking salary. That nigga was getting paid based upon whatever shit was coming in his cut.
Yeah, they was breaking it off. They down. It don't seem like he got fired. It just seemed like they just stopped working together. He get
I've
fired.
never known them to work together. But I never really seen them two. Like,
Bro, you seen him as a side action character, bro. He's a D-list type character, bro.
They slow down. They don't get slow down, and I guess he pointed out of mistake. And nigga, I provided a platform for you to work on. Like, nigga, do whatever you've been doing. So I guess he wanted to get on the whatever show, the morning show, whatever Tuesday show.
Not the morning show.
But he said his attitude was like kind of fucked up too. At the same time, like just the way he was on the show, like to certain guests. So that also, that also could play a big role in probably why he had a downfall like that. Because a lot of his guests probably didn't even really like him like that. They probably had complaints.
He used to be talking crazy to them women. Oh yeah, I see him. I remember he asked me to go on one on with some shit. I said, I don't really understand the pimp world, but he said, what she does. I said, I go on there with y'all, but shit, I'm telling you, I don't agree with your pimping. That's your thing, that's your thing. I'm not gonna come on there with, pimp.
I don't even know why he thought that personality was even the type of person. Man, I don't even think that
is. That the same one that Dave Homie got into it with?
That's exactly who that is, not again.
Right, so what?
He drunk the piss.
Right, and then when you finally showed me what he,
I don't know. I ain't never think that his personality fit that show anyway.
I mean, it sounds like
is he a pimp for real? Because they say he was.
Yeah, he was on Soft White Underbelly.
Bro, just because he was on Soft White Underbelly with the rest of them dope fiends don't make him no pimp.
Wait, can I ask the question? Wack, is it more so since he has more of the fame of No Jumper, he tried to use that to make it seem like he a pimp and never was that? So when he come around girls, he just act like he's trying to pimp them and never was like, he never lived that?
We're not gonna say all that.
I'm asking, that's why I'm asking.
I'm gonna say all that because Blood, you don't see Blood ain't out there with Pitsy and the rest of them niggas, bro.
That's why I'm asking.
He been around.
Been around is different than a nigga actually being one of them, and we know who all of them are because there's only so many handful of them niggas, bro.
It ain't too close.
Soft White Underbelly. That's how I first found out about him.
Listen, he think he's from here, so
I'm feeling like this. I heard from niggas from Soft White Underbelly. I still haven't met him outside.
Kale, you don't know him from being from the city.
No, I don't.
My point exactly.
I heard he was from Dago, just like when y'all heard.
Bro, I've been on the, he ain't from Dago push nigga since the beginning, bro.
Man, I got a couple homies that fuck with him, so I mean.
Nah, he from DLB, that Dog and Bitches DBL, that Dog and Bitches live shit with MD and them niggas.
I don't even know about that shit, man.
Yeah, that's the one. That's like the generation right before your team.
Oh, okay.
Right above them.
That nigga older than me?
The MD and them is Sharp probably like right under.
He was like my age.
Yeah, he like either right there, like he is like right there or like right under you. I think it's like
Shark 37, they saying.
about to say 37, yeah.
Now I do remember him making waves out here in Vegas. I definitely heard his name ringing out here in the town before Soft White Underbelly, but I never crossed paths with him. So I don't know.
You know who said that nigga last time, KO? T Twice.
Oh yeah?
Hell yeah, T Twice said that nigga last
Your
time.
homeboy Stevie, man, that's my nigga.
Listen. Twice, you know I be tripping and y'all on that nigga helmet, bro. Hey, Twice, chill, leave that nigga alone. I'm like, alright. Next time you ain't get here disrespecting any of us, so you know what it is. He's like, bro, I already know.
Shout out T Twice, man. That's my
Salute
nigga.
to the homie.
Vomity is dead. Y'all make sure y'all go follow that nigga page, man, for his voice.
Dead Paul.
Dead Paul.
Yes, TV.
I just think he could have scaled that had he listened to the advice Adam was trying to give him.
No, bro, he sucks because he would have fell in line like he would have. Listen, bro, he would have shined just like Brick Baby did if that was the case, bro. He's always been he's a D-list no jumper nigga, bro. He's like fucking. What's the nigga that got shot in my ass? What's the fat nigga name?
D-list no
The
jumper.
Reds or some the shot, whatever the fuck the nigga name is, bro. He's that nigga, bro. What's the nigga name? Little Kelpie the P. He got more sense than that nigga.
The nigga he stopped on?
The nigga that almighty socked, Sharp didn't sock nobody.
Who was it that nigga jumped on? He did. That's what the nigga blew up behind. When the nigga jumped, he socked.
No, he didn't sock no. Bro, he didn't do the socking.
Nah, he be getting into it with the you gotta go watch that.
Listen, I've been following this shit so long. Listen, he got into it with the. No, listen, he got into it with the big church nigga. That's how he first got on. That was the first real argument when they was arguing about the digital pivot shit. And then when Lil Kelpie came up there acting like he was a pimp, he called Almighty a bitch, and that's when Almighty spit on him and got off on him on the show.
That wasn't Sharp.
That wasn't Sharp.
Almighty's. Wow. Talking about the Mandela effect. I hella remember it being Sharp. That's nuts.
Yeah, Sharp biggest things is going up on them hoe bitches. That's the only thing he be going up on.
Oh, yeah, suck.
See, I always thought that shit was just, he was just doing that shit from content, because every woman know you ain't gonna not nothing talking to a bro like that.
Nah, but see, listen, you heard the nigga, y'all heard that Adam shit, the nigga Adam said that some of the girls at the club talk shit and be like, why is he talking to me like that? Why we calling them bitches all kinds of shit, bro? So the nigga probably thought he could go up there and use that shit, using what quote unquote ism, and that shit didn't, that ain't no ism.
That nigga was not out here doing none of that shit.
Man, nigga ain't gonna tell me nothing. That nigga right there would have been a man.
It's right here.
Hit the block. I done seen some shit for bitches take off their heels, go fight a nigga head like, nigga, what? Like, they don't play that shit. It's different. Not the 90s.
Yeah, my artist was doing it right there. Nigga C Dollar Sign, he was saying them bitches be fighting back over there.
Yeah, it's wild out here. That shit don't fly no more, man. And then they'll call the homies real quick, nigga. You see niggas jumping out over there. Man, come on.
Shit, they ain't even gotta call the homies. The homies is already sitting down there at the
You
blade.
feel me there, nigga?
Niggas already down at the blade trying to knock them something.
In the gut. Yeah, it's different. So, yeah, niggas doing that shit better.
The nigga go to one player's ball and nigga think he a pimp.
Not the players.
Yeah,
That'd be the funny thing to me. The nigga go to the player's ball and then think they a pimp.
Man, I don't know the nigga. I've never had no altercations or situations, so I don't really like to speak on shit I don't know. I've heard about the nigga, but again, I've crossed paths with just about everybody. He ain't one of them. I will say that. Yeah, been had I ain't nobody, man. Nobody at all. Going on.
Well, we got a Gene Deal, Young Thug,
In the block.
and a Sharp video coming up back to back. What? We gonna run it up then for sure. How y'all doing this morning? Hope y'all got that blunt and coffee. Ready
Y'all
to
motherfucking
go.
hell in these chats.
Wake up and get to it. Eat your Wheaties. You see it, Hawk Gang. Hope ain't no New York Giant fans in there. Y'all toast today.
Don't play around with them niggas, bro. Do fuck with our check, though. I ain't gonna lie.
But Like him and LV got, yeah, he beefing with them niggas right now. Do your thing, LV. But fight at your own risk, bro.
You know what I'm saying? I gotta get the numbers up somehow. Man. I ain't worried about
You doing your shit. Them niggas deep down there, though.
Yeah, it's gonna take 100 of them niggas to get nigga called his backup singer.
Like arguing with the tech, cause I'll tell you one thing about them niggas. You got 17 accounts. They're gonna win, bro.
Every time.
They gonna keep going until you get tired.
Every time.
But what else going on out here? We got some football going on this Sunday. How they playing right now? To be honest, really trying to watch that game.
It's Ray.
Who playing right now? They must be
TV.
up the block. Yeah, I think they is. I think they in London right now because it's Minnesota. They always play in London. Yeah, it's Minnesota versus yeah, they in London versus the Jets. See, that's one spot I want to go. My partner out there in Japan right now.
That's where I want to go.
He was FaceTiming me yesterday. First off, I'm like, damn, what is the signal good as shit out there? First off.
The living conditions, the roads, everything is perfect. No, why would you want to come back?
Gift
Does your boy want to come back, or he trying to move out here?
It's
He only been out there for 3 days, but he's gonna be out there for a week and a half, so we'll see.
Is he trying to stay out there, bro?
Everybody I know that goes to Japan stay out there or plans to move back out there.
Yeah, everything is perfect out there.
How many times you been out there?
I haven't, but I'm going out there next year.
Yeah, it's not that. It's actually not that.
And then I have friends